name is Loex and welcome back to Truly Bedrock. Friends, it's a wonderful day here out in the Nether. Do you feel like it's the beginning of the season again? Do you feel like the Nether update just dropped? Cause I sure do. Remember this place? Please tell me that you do, cause it feels like it's been forever and I'm just at this point not sure if I'm hallucinating it or not. But this is my original Nether base. The one that I started building as soon as the Nether update dropped. This is Mara, my ship, it's short for Marauder, and she was meant to be carrying a payload of materials all the way back to the Nether until, you know, Malice became a thing. And yeah, Molly was quite a bigger vessel. Luckily, Mara still gets her payload today, because right now and right here I got 5 shulker boxes of crimson stems on me, just sitting there. Look at that. All of these wonderful wood, which naturally isn't even a wood to begin with, it's more of a mushroom stems of sorts, I'm guessing. Yeah, the Nether lore of Minecraft is kind of like wild in that way. Either way, all of this wonderful wood is gonna be absolutely delivered right now by me over to the Allstar, where it will finally allow me to open the wood aisle in the Allstar itself. The right side of the Allstar will be finally finished, and the left side, ooh, I got stuff ready for it, I got stuff waiting for it right now, but we'll talk about it after I'm done flying literal thousands of blocks back home. Why, oh why did I decide to build here? I got no friggin' idea. I mean, of course I got an idea, because, I mean, look at this place. I love how cool it looks. Also because, basically, prolonged exposure to Azloi made the entire area into an ecological catastrophe. I mean, I harvested everything there to be harvested in like 1,000 block radius. Okay, here we go, coming in on the butte that is Alice. And I mean, look at this! Look at this over here! This is actually something I was absolutely... Oh my lord, jeez, why? Hello! Why is he wearing a bag now? What happened to your face, my dude? Should I join him to like... Stream made me put a bag on. Okay, I gotta join him so that he doesn't feel lonely in looking like an idiot. They think I'm ugly. That's a shame. They're right though. Anyway, yeah, this one was actually doing something that we wanted to do anyway. And by we, I mean JCB and I. And that is to tie the entire area kind of together. Luckily, he took the lower route. We wanted to do the high road and to do something up here. Actually, that's why you can tell I already removed the tail off of the prowl fish, because the tail end of it used to absolutely block off any sort of a passage all the way onto this cliff, which, neither mind you, was at one point meant to be another center of commerce, and then nobody built here because nobody could go here because, you know, the tail of that fish would block off the road. We'll make some sort of a better bridge for it sometime eventually. That's like matter of collaboration with Jesse. But in the meantime, we got some materials to sell and some profits to look at. I know, right? Look at this! I was hoping that everything would be sold out, at least in the white concrete tile, but this is also acceptable. 11 diamonds is more than like no diamonds. Let's see, black concrete is also doing great, so that brings us up to 23. And everything else is still there, more or less. Wow. Man, we need to give this server a project of some sort that will make them push through and start using concrete again. I don't necessarily have any ideas as of right now, but something might come in the future. Right now, though, I just want to dump all of these materials. Okay, the crimson stems, or as I like to call them, raspberry jam jars, are currently being deposited. All the shulker boxes I got are freed in, except of course for the shroomlight one, but that's just the case though. There's a reason as to why I haven't yet gotten into the shroomlights, and yeah, it's gonna be a little bit nerdy, so pardon me if I go full dork on you. Show of hands if you saw this coming, but by now Alice has become a little bit too big for, you know, a single person's chunk loading. Now that's a lie. That's a lie, to be completely honest. Alice really hasn't been too big for one person's chunk loading. She's been too big for me to stay either here or down the other side of this hallway during any sort of sorting. Yeah, that's kind of like an issue that can potentially be solved. And I do want to solve it, don't get me wrong. What I want to do here, and what is the absolutely natural and easy thing to do here, is to just move the Referral from down there onto here. Actually, I'm gonna leave the Referral itself down there because it serves a useful function. It convinces items to not despawn. However, what I can do is I can make a thrower somewhere around here, which is exactly the middle between the left wing and the right wing of Alice, meaning that if we put a Referral down here, basically we create a loading point for us. And also, at the same time, there is another thing that I can do, I feel, to let the characters stay up here and wait around here, but basically AFK down the middle and not somewhere else. And that thing would be bringing back the stupid payout sequence. I know, I decided to remove it, all that kind of stuff, but in reality, there is something happening on Truly Bedrock that prompted me to rethink my decisions. And that something is, we got a new member. Meaning that we potentially can get that new member on our side and get them to harvest materials for it. If you don't remember by now, which like I'm sure you might not, Alice's main function wasn't even just to be a sorting system / store. Their main function was to be a store that I don't have to run. So as long as we'll be paying our employee just a little bit less than what we're selling for, we'll be making a profit and we'll be doing it without lifting a finger. So yeah, let me first and foremost, before I do any drastic changes, let me first and foremost get in contact with Jade, who is our, new Jade member of the server, and who's been introduced just basically last Friday or so. And we'll talk about that, we'll have a little chat, we'll see if she's up for the task. And if she is, well, I'm about to redo like a sizable chunk of my redstone. But I hope it's gonna be worth it. Right, Lady Jade, Marble Jade, welcome to the future of commerce and all that kind of stuff. Yes, hi. How's you finding it on the server now that you're in?
It's a little overwhelming, needless to say. I'm a little overwhelmed, but I found my way here.
Yeah, that was impressive. I mean, we should definitely start labeling the flipping nether portals.
Signs? I do really enjoy having signs on things, so I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
So back in Slackville, I made sure there were signs everywhere, and now I'm here and there's no signs.
Yeah,
and
it's a cruel world, this Truly Bedrock house.
Yeah.
So
your pigs are mean. Your pigs are mean.
Our pigs are mean. Well, okay,
yes, your pigs are mean.
They stole like a lot of my diamonds, but still though. So this is Marble Jade on twitch.tv/MarbleJade, and the link is gonna be in the description. And she's here for actually more or less
work.
A job interview.
Yeah, I need work.
Well,
I kind of ended up here with nothing, and everything I'm wearing has been hand-me-downs and gifts. So I need to earn my keep, I guess.
Oh, and who do I have? A business opportunity right for you. Follow me into the future of commerce. You get the point. I don't need to scream it every single time. So, this here is the Allstar, which is the only shop on the entire server currently that not only sells things, but also buys things from the freelancers. So if you're looking for making a bunch of money without having to open your own store, well, this is your best bet.
So what are you in the most need of right now?
Well, I mean, I do figure that I myself can farm up basically anything except for Maybe acacia, jungle wood, and birch. Those are the materials that I don't necessarily have a network right now for.
Okay, well, you can, I can do trees. Yeah, I could jump in and do some trees.
Again, 16 diamonds per shulker box, or 8 diamonds per
Okay.
half a shulker box. That kind of pricing. And
Okay.
naturally, it would be awfully unlawful of me to just let you out in the wilderness without anything, to prompt you back. So, in exchange for you working for me, first, naturally, you'll need shulker boxes.
Oh, I was just about to say, do I have to provide my own shulker boxes? But okay, cool.
And you'll need some actual gear. Probably, perhaps.
Oh.
Maybe not this many pickaxes though, because, wood. But,
Well,
just in case.
I get pickaxes for wood? Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Always, yeah, my pleasure. And happy to be of service, and hopefully you'll find your place on the server with Allstar, the future of commerce, all that kind of stuff. I promise we'll have the automated buyout system running eventually. Yeah.
Alrighty. So when I get you a shulker box of stuff, do I just what?
Well,
I
you just kind of DM me on
you.
Discord for now.
Birch and jungle? Yeah, I can do that. I have to fly around and find some stuff and things, and I have to figure out where I'm gonna live now.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely up to you. How are you here again to begin with?
I hear. Well, it appears that somehow the pigs over on Slackville didn't like the fact that I used to punch them, and I somehow got kidnapped from Slackville, and I got thrown in a box here.
Ah.
Blame Slack. He pushed the button.
I hate to say it, but this one might be mostly on the piglins.
He pushed the button. He pushed the button that said, go punch a piglin.
Yeah, you say that, but like, we have a giant village of them, and all of them are wearing diamond armor.
Oh.
Piglins on this server are kind of messed up.
Well, and they did kind of take my armor. I don't know whether it was the pigs over on Slackville or the pigs here, but someone took all of my netherite gear, and I was fully kitted out there. And here I'm now, like, wandering around in gold.
Well, I mean, I did get you some diamond soul and enchanted. You'll have to do it yourself. There's a bookstore, by the way, in the All Mall on the opposite side of the shopping district if you would like to buy some books, but again, I'm pretty sure you don't have the diamonds to do that yet, unfortunately.
I think I need to do a little bit of digging and resource gathering, and I guess figure out how I'm gonna live here.
Yeah, look, this is why Season 1 Pebbles was like such a good idea. Just diamond-based economy is absolutely flawed.
But didn't you have to turn diamonds in to get pebbles?
Well, so that was a lot of lies that I just stole. Lordy. Okay, if Jade is actually gonna deliver, we do need to really get on with the Referral thingy that I was just talking about, and to bring back the payout sequence on top of everything. So before we do anything too drastic, let's go check in with Alice themselves, cause I mean, they kind of know best, and this is kind of their entire being we're talking about. Hi there, Chuck. What are you doing here? How's it going, Alice? Oh, sorry, I didn't know you had friends over. Look, it's not gonna take long, but I've been pondering, do you mind if we move the AFK spot for the item input, and also install some sort of a payment circuit back in, because we are about to have some freelancers in this shop. Well, like being chunk-loaded. Alright, good for you! Awesome! Excuse me for taking your time. Have fun with your friend. What's wrong with Chuck nowadays, anyway? And yeah, hope it works out. Man, we really need to establish some house rules. I mean, this is technically their house, first and foremost, like it's them. I need to figure out a way to, like, not intrude every single time. Epic! So this is the referral, at the moment more or less functioning. I've not yet installed anything that would, that would require the players and the hustlers and the people who deposit their materials in here to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because that's the amount of stacks of shroom lights that a payout would trigger. Yeah, I've not yet installed anything that would limit the movement for people who are walking around. And I figured that we will have to move the display of what we are in stock for and what we aren't in stock for yet. But that's all kind of like things for Lloyd to do when he figures the rest out. Because, yeah, the payout sequence is not in yet anyway. But the shroom lights can go and instantly start. Oh my lord, they are absolutely getting flipping annihilated. Look at that, 2 at a time, nice even pace. I mean, admittedly we have 3, we have triple the item filters, so like 2 at a time is not necessarily the fastest. I do wonder, if I yeet one of these in, is it gonna break everything forever? Well, I don't hear anything exploding, so that should be fine. Okay, let's say that this is done and it's functioning really well. Now, on to the next project. We need to add the payment system back, and even then, I have another idea and I have another thought about it that I'll have to talk to Alice about in a little bit. Hey Han, how you doing? Oh, she's not here. Oh. They're listening to the Sucks It Up by Maizong. Okay, fair. You know what? If I could, I would also be listening to that song right now. Next payout circuit. Well, it's actually incredibly easy over here with just 8 droppers, all pointing into a water column. So as soon as we get something in here... Yep, this was 8 diamonds, now it's 7 diamonds. So, easy peasy, just gotta test and see. Okay, game, thank you for that. Just wanna test and see if it actually happens when we dispense the items the way we're supposed to. Which, like, you know, it's kind of rudimentary, it's fine, there's not much to break there. But if it does, it's gonna be incredibly upsetting. So 1, 2, 5 good stacks of this material should score us. That was not 5 stacks. That was that was not an even number. That was not an even number. This is disappearing very rapidly, and this. Well, yeah, it has 8 diamonds from back when I tested it, of course. Naturally, but even then, this is gonna disappear. This is gonna go away, and this took like 3 minutes to show up, which is fine, you know. It's we're doing on like very light testing over here. We're only testing on 5-stack payload of shroom lights, not like a full chest of flipping oak wood. So it's functioning really well, meaning that we right now should be able to buy 6 more payload, which is incredibly little, incredibly few. Whoopsie doodle. Okay, if I'm gonna pour any amount of money into, you know, buying stuff out from this incredibly mischievous server, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make sure that we keep very close track of them. Luckily, we actually have a perfect opportunity to install a brand new circuit capable of tracking how much we're buying on top of how much we're selling. Like, we already track how much we buy, don't get me wrong, that's what the item filters are for. That's what the accounting upstairs is. But we also need to keep track of how much we are selling, and then you just subtract the amount of how much we buy from the amount of how much we sell, and that would be the profit. Which, yes, again, the entire concept here is that we're selling for 9 diamonds and buying for 8, need I remind you. So we're always in the plus as long as people aren't exploiting the system. That's the one downside to just storing stuff in chests instead of chest minecarts. You can't necessarily track how much you've already spent, how much people have already bought. So here's the thing. A chest is not gonna just randomly disappear as soon as I emptied it out. It's just gonna stand there. Meaning that we can't necessarily derive a single pulse from it. But you know what we can derive a single pulse from? A shulker box that had everything taken out of it. You know, on top of that, we can get that shulker box automatically harvested and the next one appearing instantly. Meaning that all we have to do is put together a contraption that's gonna fill shulker boxes for us, and under it a contraption that's gonna track how empty the shulker box in front is gonna be. And don't get me wrong, I don't expect people to buy shulker boxes full at a time. Oh no, it's gonna work absolutely exactly the way our minecarts already do. It's just as soon as people bought everything out, it disappears and a new one comes in. Except this time much more compact, much more convenient, much more technological, and most importantly, with much more stock, because that's another thing that we're gonna be saving up. Storage space. 9 of these shulker boxes sitting there in a dispenser take up way less space than 9 chests standing there in front of you, right? So you can see how that's much better solution. Alice, are you up for the situation entirely? I wish for nothing more than more senses to perceive this world with. Okay, that's a lot to think about. Bring this up sometime when I'm not recording. We gotta chat through this, because this opens up a whole can of worms. So naturally, that kind of technology is not just gonna fall onto my head unless I look it up on, Google, which I kinda did, I kinda didn't. More or less, these two contraptions in front of me are something I actually created myself without referencing basically any tutorials except one by Silent Whisper. And that was a shulker unloader thingy that no longer works anyway, so you get the point. I don't know why I'm bragging to you, as if that's a good thing, that I didn't actually look anything up. It's not, but I feel quite proud of what we created here, and here's how it all works. First and foremost, we got this bit, which is the shulker loader, which is gonna be loading the shulkers, and then loading the shulkers into the unloader bit down here, which is its own entire headache, but we'll get to that in time. Check this one out. So, first and foremost, we got ourselves a little bit of a dispenser for shulker boxes. That's just, if it has something in it, it is gonna dispense it down here. These hoppers are gonna be filling in the shulkers from the sorty bits up top. So eventually we're gonna have a full shulker box out here that will instantly get harvested by a piston, drop down into this hopper down here, and naturally replaced by an empty one. Then, as soon as this one is being filled in, you see how nothing happens? That is because if we were to harvest this right here and right now, this thing would not dispense. Because it doesn't have anything to dispense right now. Meaning that we're actually pulling a little bit of a trick. This shulker box is not gonna get harvested until there's a new one, potentially and probably an empty one, in this dispenser. And then it gets instantly replaced and filled in with materials. Which, logically is a little bit convoluted, but at the same time, when you get down to it, you realize that, oh wait, there isn't gonna be a situation in which we don't have an empty shulker box coming in if the entire stock is already filled. So it's not like we're holding an extra chest of material that we could sell somewhere else. It's just kind of in the back for us to pull out when we finally run out of other stuff. And how will we run out of other stuff? Well, that's where the shulker emptier comes in. Okay, does this have... Yep, it does. So let's copy this full shulker box and fill just a little bit more in here. Now what will happen is the clients are gonna come in and buy stuff, taking it out of the shulker box. Just do exactly the way they were doing it with the chests. Now, a very silly misconception here would be that the clients are expected to take the shulker box itself, No, that's not what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is we want them to empty out a shulker box, after which the shulker box is instantly harvested, and the next one instantly dispensed. It's a little bit wonky, it's a little bit weird, but it is working, and that's all that I really want. And then all we have to do is redirect this empty shulker box up here to this, to this dispenser, drop it into the hopper, and the new full shulker box is being filled in. Voila! Everything fine and dandy, until naturally we run out of not empty shulker boxes down here. That's when it's gonna be a little bit weird. So like, okay, what if we just don't have anything in here? That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. It's just not gonna have a shulker box in here. That way you at the very least can tell from far afar that this particular this particular material is out of stock. But what if the new one comes in? Well, it just drops into this hopper and it gets instantly dispensed, and it's right here for the taken. Basically, I need to combine these together, connect them with a single water pipe moving around the empty shulker boxes, and then repeat 14 times on the actual freaking server. Yeah, that's gonna be the hard part of if you can't tell. And in case you were wondering what the entire contraption is gonna look like on the actual server, well, would you look at that? All built. I'm so happy right now. This is like every single time I make something. This is just confirmation, okay? That I actually know what I'm about. Because once again, no flipping tutorials or anything. And I mean, if I did just reference a tutorial, I'm pretty sure it would have been much smaller for one. But that's beside the point. Here's the thing. It is just about where it can fit and can tile and can fit into all of the sequences that we have set up for ourselves. So I'm quite stoked about the entire situation. Right, as long as it actually works naturally. So let's check this out. Open this one, take out the last material, it gets harvested. From here, goes up, into the hopper, and there you go. It goes up here where this hopper fills it in with material, after which it gets harvested, and the entire thing gets, recycled again. Alice, how you feel about the entire installment? Okay. If you feeling alright? This is what they call the good stuff. Okay there. Just, be careful with these things. So far so good. Okay, just don't make me worry about you. Because we're about to install 13 more of these babies in here. And it's gonna be absolutely metal once we do that. So yeah, which actually does make me think. Now that we increase the storage capacity, which in reality we probably didn't. Need I remind you, this entire thing was made not just to make it more technological for the pure technology's sake. We are actually gonna be taking the redstone signal from around here, which is the circuit responsible for breaking the shulker box, reading it and also using it to dispense another couple of items into the accounting system to count how much stuff we've been selling. That's the entire point here. But that also makes me think, how many shulker boxes can we have potentially in the system? I mean, there's several hoppers and several other hoppers that could potentially store them. And then there's the dispensers themselves, but just pure dispensers add up to 9 plus 9. So 9 empty ones, 9 filled ones. Plus multiplied by 14. And that's if we carry one over, that's 252 of flipping shulker boxes. And with the going rate of the shulker box on the market, which I'm pretty sure is 2 diamonds, 3 diamonds? 2 diamonds. Yeah, that adds up to 500 diamonds. Which I mean, it's not like I'm using that money for anything else. And this is a worthy cause after all. I mean, you gotta invest, right? You can't just cost on your riches, expecting them to pile up for no good reason. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of take a little there. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of funds to this particular situation. Come back with the sugar boxes, stockpile this entire thing, fill it in, and we're back in business. Naturally, once I fill all of the other modules in, but I'm sorry, I just simply do not have the time for it right now, or else this video is never gonna actually come out. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been SlyXP. This has been True Bedrock. Oh my lord. This, you have no idea how important it is to me personally to just get Allstar up and running on full functionality. I just want to see this through. I just want to prove that I can. On top of everything else. And on top of, you know, Alice kind of like enjoying the process. Very clearly. Maybe a little bit too much. So, next episode, this will all be open for business. And we'll be raking in cash. Like no one... Yeah, but no one bought anything in the meantime. That's gonna be for today. To be continued. Have a good one. Bye-bye.